Hey everyone, and welcome to this week's Harmony Grove Coaches Show. I'm Dylan Word. This week I've got Coach Eddie Potts joining me here, and we'll talk about the senior high boys basketball team. And later on we'll have Coach Heather Johnson talk about the senior high girls basketball team. So after this break, Coach Eddie Potts joins me right here. And welcome back, everyone. Coach Eddie Potts joins me right here. Coach Potts, basketball season, let's talk about that. 8 wins already on the season, more than what we've had in the last couple seasons, so congratulations on that.
I appreciate it.
First year here at Harmony Grove, of course. Talk about the season so far as a whole.
Well, you know, we started off the year doing pretty well. Started out 3-0. Obviously, you know, in the last couple of years, we've only won 3 games, so combined. Right. So, you know, started out 3-0. We were able to match the last 2 years combined and get a lot of confidence with our guys. And we play a lot of younger players.
Right.
And we've only got 3 seniors on our whole team. So, you know, a lot of guys coming back next year.
Got a big junior class.
Big junior class, big sophomore class, and that's kind of been a battle this year. Just more so, just trying to balance the mindset of everyone, and you know, because we do have a good junior class and a good sophomore class, and trying to get them all on the floor at one time is borderline impossible.
That's absolutely right.
So just trying to balance all that with practice and get them some JV games as the year goes on. You know, we've done a good job of doing that, and then you know, had a little bit of a rough stretch. We lost 6 in a row, and was a good test for us just to kind of see how we were going to handle adversity. And you know, I think we did well and come back and did what we needed to do to get back in the win column. You know, a couple games at the Lafayette County tournament, and come back and started our conference games, and played Dalloway early on and didn't do so well. And then Drew Central, you know, we played them to 12, and then had a little bit of some mishap at the end of the game. They ended up beating us 22. And then started in January again, conference, and played really well, played really competitive with all these teams that the last couple of years have beat us 40 and 50.
Yeah.
And then got our first conference win since moving back up to 3A.
Hey, there you go.
So we beat DeWitt at their place.
That's a tough team.
It was, and their student section is by far the best I've seen all year. And then back in this tough stretch with Dumas and them on the road, and then we actually were able to beat Drew Central. Yeah. You know, for the first time, and I know a long time.
Yes.
I think it may be only the second time in school history. So that was a big win for us, and then played a tough stretch.
Coach Williams for you?
Played a tough stretch last few games, but you know, I mean, like I said, we do have 8 wins, and that's a lot for us considering, you know, what we were expected to do this year. So been proud of them. You know, obviously we've battled some adversity and we've lost some games that we really could have won, all really close, but overall been really proud of them.
Absolutely. So with this being your first head coaching job, 8 wins, what does that mean to you as a coach in your first year as head coach? 8 wins.
Well, you know, where I was at before, you know, 8 wins wasn't very good.
Yeah.
You know, so it's been a massive change for me, just trying to, you know, adjust that mindset to not get super frustrated, because, you know, it's easy for me to be frustrated when we lose all these games, especially close, that I think we should be winning. But, you know, I got to remember where we were at, you know, and it's not going to be an overnight success. And, you know, for us, you know, this year 8 wins that's
really good.
It's pretty good considering where we've been, and you know,
considering where you come from, Star City, where you had a lot of success.
You're right. You know, and that's just the thing that, you know, everyone keeps telling us, well, they're so much better than they've been, and I'm like, well. I feel that, but at the same time, it really bothers me, but I'm trying to change my mindset on the fact of it's going to be little baby steps. And, you know, for us, 8 wins this year was more than we expected to have. And obviously we got a chance to get to double digits, which would be huge, and really position ourselves to make the postseason.
Absolutely. So talk about some of those young players. One player in particular is Zakiah Smith. He's been on fire on all cylinders this season.
Yes, he has, and he's been a great addition to, you know, our team. And, you know, sophomore guard, and, you know, he's 6'1", got a chance to be 6'2", 6'3" in the next couple of years, and, you know, started off young, trying to get his feet wet in senior high, because it is different from junior high. And you know, he's done well, and you know, the conference season since we started back in January, he's been averaging a double-double and 23-24 points a game in the conference.
That's really good
for a sophomore. For him to step up and take that role, it's been good to have him. And you know, he's had some moments where, you know, he's had some really big shots to get us, you know, where we need to be, and then some tough moments for him too. You know, when we played at McGee, we were down 1 with about 6 seconds to go, and we got the ball to him to shoot at the end, and obviously, I mean, he missed it, but to put a sophomore in that spot, that's a tough spot. So for him to be able to willing to take that role and accept it, and learn and grow from it, it's been good to see.
Absolutely. So we'll take a quick break after this. We'll talk about the postseason and see what the future looks like for the Hornets. And welcome back. And Coach, during the break, I was looking over here, and we got all the senior posters on the wall. Let's talk about those seniors for a moment. You got 3 on the team.
We do, and they've done really well for us. We got Braden Brown, who's really done a good job for us this year, and kind of balanced out between a starting role and then coming off the bench some. He started the year starting for us and kind of was in a little bit of a shooting slump, and we had some other players step up, and he really embraced that role and worked hard to come back where he needed to be, and was starting to be aggressive. And he played some JV games for us, and then obviously hit our game-winning shot against Drew Central. And he's really come back and responded well. So I've been real proud of him. And yesterday against DeWitt, he had 4 threes in the first quarter.
That's really good.
So for him, that's about as good as it can get. And then we've got Cam Hurd, who does a good job for us, really practices hard every day, works hard, does anything I ask him to do, and has stepped up in some games. Like when we played at DeWitt, we were in major foul trouble. He came in, gave us some great minutes off the bench, and just is always super respectful, does anything that we need him to do, and whether it's coming in playing a post or it's coming in playing a guard, having to handle the ball some, he's willing to do it. And
as long as he's getting playing time.
Exactly, and he accepts that role. And then DeMarcus, Marcus doesn't get a lot of time playing wise, but he practices hard every single day, and he's kind of the life of the team in ways. He keeps everyone's spirits up and jokes around and keeps things interesting. So our 3 seniors, while they may not be our most scoring people or our most rebounding players on the floor, they produce in other ways that make our team great. So it's been good to have them all 3.
And you got some team leadership in there as well.
We do, and we've got a lot of younger players. Like we were talking about during the break, with Caleb and Landon and Harry and even Quentin and Vontae, they and we have a really good team. And while our record may not show we're as good as what we are, it's again growing pains just from where we were to trying to get to where we are, and it's not overnight, and just starting to build and build and build. And what I really liked is, obviously we've got Caleb and Landon, who returning all conference players from last year, and you had him with Zai that we talked about a while ago, and then you got Braden, and then our post play has really been an area we've been lacking a lot this year, and Harry's really been helping us rebounding wise, and Quentin has even stepped up and really giving us a post presence inside that
he's kind of big and physical too.
Yes, and we've really been lacking that. He's been giving us about 8, 10, 12 points a game inside the post, when we're more outside drive heavy. Now we're able to drive and kick, and people are having to help off and find Quentin when he's open, and they're really having to honor more an inside out game for us, which they hadn't been early in the year.
Right. So let's talk about a little bit about the postseason, because this past week, as we're recording this, we had to cancel a couple games, didn't we? Because of the ice and the storm and everything. So the season's coming to a close. What can we expect from the Hornets down the stretch?
Well, like you said, had to cancel some games. We were supposed to play DeWitt on Tuesday night last week, and obviously that got postponed. We were supposed to play them Thursday. Well, then that got postponed again to Saturday. And so we go from preparing to play DeWitt to now we're supposed to play Dumas on Friday. Well, then they don't have power in their gym, and so we're not able to play them. So we did end up getting to play DeWitt, on Saturday, but now we're looking at playing 4 games in 6 days.
Oh my goodness.
That's a real tough stretch, especially for us, but it's also going to be beneficial because, during the tournament time, regionals, states, districts, you're going to be playing multiple games, you're going to be playing back-to-back. So kind of gives us a chance to prepare to acclimate to that. But, we got, obviously 4 games left right now as we're recording this, but 4 tough ones. But like we've talked about before in our district tournament, our 3 through 8 seed, and really our 2 through 8 seed, because Drew Central's our 2 and we've beat them, is all about the same. So regardless of whether you're the 2 seed or you're the 8 seed, you got just as good a chance as anybody.
A good competition all around.
Especially with us hosting it here, we're going to have to win 2 games to get into the regional. But I feel really good about our chances, because obviously everyone we've played so close. And when you play somebody for a 3rd time,
you really know what they're all about.
You know what they're all about. And when they've only beaten you 2 or 3, or you've beaten them 2 or 3, it's really going to come down to who just plays their better basketball. You don't know who you're going to get.
So we talked about the game against DeWitt yesterday. I think you said it was the first game within 8 days.
8 days.
And now you're going to play a 4-game stretch in 6 days.
Right.
Whew. Good luck with that.
Yeah, it's tough, but I think we're prepared for it. We do. We've obviously kind of slacked up a little bit as the end, just because as the year goes on, you try to not do as much. But we started the year in November, after football finished up, or I think we played more games than we had practices by the time we got to Christmas break. So, we've been tested, we've been prepared for that, and I think our kids are ready to respond, and they're just as motivated as anybody right now, and they're willing to do what it takes because they want us to be as good as we can and make us see something we haven't seen in a long time in that postseason.
Yep. And so we are hosting district here, right?
We are.
And when is district?
Starts next Monday. It'll be February 13th. It's going to be first round games. It'll be your 5-8 matchup and your 6-7 on Monday. And then the winners of that will play the 3 seed and the 4 seed on Tuesday. And then whoever wins that will be, in your top 4 to go to the regional tournament and the district semifinals will be Thursday and the finals on Friday.
Absolutely. So Hornet fans, come out and support the men's basketball team, whether it's here at Hornet Arena or on the road, and just cheer on those Hornets because they need all the cheering on they can get. He's Coach Eddie Potts, and I'm Dylan Word. We'll take a quick break and have Heather Johnson come back for the girls basketball team. And welcome back, and I'm now joined by Coach Heather Johnson. Coach Johnson, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing good. I told Coach Johnson this is the first for me doing basketball and having a female on the show, so this is the first. Let's talk about the girls basketball team because you said you got 8 wins on the season, 8-15.
Yes.
This is a pretty good team.
Yeah, we've really made some improvements over the past few years. We had a goal last year of just trying to win a conference game. We won 1 conference game, we won 1 postseason game, so that was a big goal for us. I know it seems small, but you're rebuilding a program, so it takes a while.
Small baby steps.
Yes, this year we're up to 4 conference wins, hoping to at least get 1. We'd like 2 more out of the 3 that are left, but at least 1 of those we definitely need. So hopefully to get up to 5 conference wins for the year would be a huge goal for us. So it's been a good season so far. It's just we don't have a big team, but we have a lot of heart on the team, and it's worked well for us with the group that we have.
Absolutely. So let's talk about some of those key players on your team because you've got 4 seniors on the team as well.
Yeah, so the 4 seniors, so I've got Takai Williams, Cammie Everett, Olivia Lindsay, and Kaylee Riggs. I'm looking at the
we're cheating over here.
Make sure I don't miss it. But they are impact players, whether or not they are the high score, high point all the time, their impact on slowing the game down, playing our game when we need to play, get the rebounds, leadership. They're very good leadership for the team, and that's very crucial for us, and they've made a big impact with that this year.
Absolutely. With those seniors, though, you've got a lot of senior leadership, I know, in Cammie and Takaya and Kaylee and Olivia.
Yeah.
How have they kind of just transitioned as a leader on the team for those sophomores and those juniors?
It's been a very fun transition to watch with them. I think when you see them develop from junior high into senior high, because I've been around them, for all of that, even though I wasn't the head coach for it. Just to see the maturity and how that, no matter what's going on behind the scenes, when we step on the court, we're in the locker room, they're always working together as a team. They're willing to do the extra practices. They're always going to show up even if there's something else maybe going on. So that leadership is something we've been needing, and it's been very crucial this year, and it's helped the team dynamic for sure.
Absolutely. So of those 8 wins, how many conference wins do we have?
4.
4 off the top of my head. Okay, 4. 4 conference wins. Looking at the postseason ahead, what can we do to make those wins come?
Yeah, score. Obviously score to win, but our problem is sometimes we lag in second and third quarter on getting effective scoring in, and we're just gonna have to be more productive with that. Third quarter, we've got to come out strong from halftime, and we can't we kind of get in a lull. Even last night, we got a big win against DeWitt last night or yesterday afternoon. They beat us the first time by 8. We beat them by 14 or 16 last night. So head to head, we were ahead of them. So that was a big win last night. But what we did is we started out even third quarter a little slow, which gave them momentum, but we finally regained that back. So we've just got to get better with, to me, third quarter and then finish in fourth. That's what we struggle with. We do good first half, but just finishing the game, which is what it's about. So we got to work on that and keep pushing with it.
Absolutely. So we'll take a quick break and we'll be right back and talk about the postseason and the future ahead for the senior high girls. And welcome back, and Coach Johnson still joins me here. Coach, we talked with Coach Potts in segments before. They played their first game in 8 days yesterday, and then they're going to go to a 4-game stretch in 6 days. Same for the senior high girls. That's going to be tough.
Yeah, it's super tough. Yesterday was very nerve-wracking going into it being a conference game because of the weather and being out. We were in the same boat as them, had not played in so many consecutive days. You worry about just the momentum and being able to, I guess, be able to finish the game because they were, the girls were wore out because we hadn't been conditioning like we normally would. So it was a good game yesterday. We're going to come shoot this afternoon just to kind of still get our legs underneath this ice if we need to, but we're also fixing to get on, 6-day stretch to where we're playing every day almost, just trying to finish the season and get ready for postseason. So it's busy right now. We're in the heart of it.
Golly. So we talked about most of those seniors in the last segment. Let's talk about a few more in the underclassmen, like
Okay.
Aria Nib, Eliza.
Yeah. So Aria, I moved her up last year. She was 9th grade last year, moved her up, and she was an impact player, still young, had a lot to learn with it, but she played a perfect role for what we needed her to. She's still not starting this year for many reasons, not because she's not well enough to start as far as an athlete, but she struggles with fouls at times. So I try to keep her in the game, but usually at the end of fourth quarter, I've lost her for the foul. So we're still working with her on that part, but otherwise she's an impact player by aggressive on defense, gets the rebounds, is not afraid to get on the bottom, try to get a rebound and go up, even if it's against a taller girl. So that's been huge, and I've had some nights from her that I've had double-digit points, which is crazy and awesome
Yeah.
for her, and she's just going to keep getting better. Eliza Taylor, she's a junior this year, and she is just probably one of my high point scorers every game. There was maybe a few games during Christmas break that she wasn't my high point scorer, but consistently she probably has the highest average on the team. I think she scored 18 last night.
Wow, that's good.
She averages between 16 or 18 a game when she's on. Obviously, we're not always going to have perfect nights, but that just keeps the momentum going for us and keeps our score. Like I said, we need to score 40 to 60 a night to win, and she's one of those players that helps us get there. Megan Wright had a huge night last night against a conference game and scored 12 points. I think that's her
good.
high for the season. It really shows you that even though you've got several seniors that are leaders, we've got several that are coming up that are going to help next year.
Coming off the bench, for sure.
Yes, I mean, even Lindy Bean on the rebound, like I said, whether or not that they're the starters, they're impact players for what their role is. And Kaylee Howard is new this year, and she's just started this semester, but she's going to help me with the ball handling in the future. So any game experience for her has been helpful too. So we've got really good potential, but we're definitely going to miss the seniors whenever they're gone.
So it's good to have those sophomores and juniors, whether they're getting 6, 7 points here or there. You can see that the future is bright for those young ladies.
Very much so.
So let's talk about the postseason because it is coming up.
Yeah.
District.
Yeah,
so
district, the first game's going to matter. We've got to get that win the first game. It's still kind of in the air on who we're going to play. Drew Central's a possibility. We would prefer Lake Village just for a matchup for us. That's probably a better opportunity for us, but it'll just depend on the way the rest of the season finishes. So we're going to keep working on getting points, just getting our shots behind us and trying to just finish the whole game instead of being lagged that second half like we've been struggling with, and see how far we can go with it.
Absolutely. So we have district, then regional, and then state. Hopefully we can make a long run at that.
That's right. That's what we're looking forward to.
Absolutely. So I want to thank Coach Heather Johnson for joining me today. We'll take a quick break and be right back. And welcome back, and I just want to go on a quick little recap. This is our last coaches show for the basketball season. Don't worry though, we'll be back during baseball season here in a couple weeks. Just want to thank a few ladies that have helped us here at the Harmony Grove Coaches Show. A little behind the scenes action, Isabella Knight, Kaylee Riggs, Madison Richardson, Mallory Hickman, and Jashana Davis. They are the true leaders and stars of this show. Me and Coach Williams, we just do this because we want to do it. But Harmony Grove is hosting the basketball district tournament for the girls and the boys starting February 13th. That goes all week to the 17th. So come on out and see the Hornets and see some good basketball action here at the Hornet Arena. And for Coach Blake Williams, I'm Dylan Word. We'll see you next time. Take care.